Hi friends, this is Corky the Plum Creek Booksmith and I'm back again. This time I'm going to show this treasure, an old jewelry box and all of the goodies inside and a journal. The jewelry box is in really good shape for probably as old as it is. It's probably from the 50s, I'm guessing. And I've filled it with all kinds of yummy things that I've collected over the years. So the top shelf, well, I gotta show this little pin. It's one that you would get for Sunday school. And it says, I am the Good Shepherd. It's a little painting of Jesus and the flock of sheep. So here's something from the back row. It's this little plastic fish on an old string. A piece of chalk. Every little girl had a piece of chalk whenever she went outside to draw a hopscotch. Here's a little bow for a dress. And a couple of keys. There's a skeleton key and this rusty old flat key of some sort. So those go there. I'll put everything back so I know that I've discussed them. So then here is a bottle, milk bottle or cream bottle cap. And here is, I don't know what this was for. Number 349, must have been for a locker, I'm thinking. Here's a little token. Here's a little plastic box that has is that a treble clef? It's a pin, like a lapel pin. Here's a little collection of buttons that are put together with some string, or thread, I should say. There's another token. And another token. These are all things that little girls or little boys collect, but I'm saying this is a little girl's box. And then there's a jingle bell and a little token that says happy. And here's some little hairpins. Here's some, oh, there's another hairpin, goes with that. And then here's some picture frames, photo frames, I should say, for an album. Some stamps, collector stamps. There's an interesting little key and two more little keys. And here's a little black button. And here's a Girl Scout pin. Still has the pin on the back. And here is a Sunday school Methodist Church pin, and it's still in good shape as well. I think this is an old roller skate key. I had one, but it didn't look quite like this. I think this is really unique. And then here's a locker pin for like the swimming pool. And here is a little tie tack, I believe, and I think it says American Legion on it. So that's probably what this little girl's dad or grandpa had. Here's a fortune from a fortune cookie. Look at this little safety pin. This is how they used to be. This is just a different kind of safety pin. And then here's just a plastic O or ring. O. Here's another token. It's just a Christmas decoration holder and a light bulb of some sort. You know, you just never know when you're going to need one. I'll try to get these back in here so that we can go on to the rest of it. Let me pause it for a minute. And then here's maybe one of her school worksheets that she needed to finish and never did. And then here's some of her big sister's shorthand. It's from the shorthand book that her sister has. Her sister's in high school and is taking shorthand, and so she's going to be missing that page. Here's a music page from one of her favorite songbooks from church. And then here's a nice poem that she found. Some more trading stamps on the book page. And here's another book page. This is her other sister's. It's from her other sister's grammar book, because it talks about how to diagram sentences. And then there's a picture of her great-grandparents and great-aunts on the porch of her great-grandparents' house. And that was taken in 1931. And then there's an old bingo card and some old flashcards. There's 2 of them. So we'll put these all back. Just like that. Okay, so we'll set the little jewelry case aside. And we'll get to the little one signature journal. And it is, the book board is about 4 1/4 by 5 1/4-ish. And it's about, 1 1/4 spine. And the shoestring is just tied with one little knot there. It's not a double knot. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And it has a little eyelet there. And so she got a hold of a bunch of cat stickers. So she put cat stickers all over the place. She put a couple on the back. This is the original back of the book. It's pretty gaudy, but it was from, and I've kept all of the original pages in it. So let's see what the original copyright was. I think it's in here. 57. So I think the original inside cover is really sweet, and I didn't cover it completely. I put a pocket here, but you can see what the original inside cover looks like. And then I've got a cloth here on the inside that's got the old-fashioned looking fabric from like vintage 30s, I think 1930s. And then the back has just some fabric and trim. And then here's a little picture of a little girl hugging her 3 kitties, and her dog over here is looking kind of jealous. And so then here's some little cards on the inside. There's a rose card. There's some different language cards. I think those are Spanish, possibly French. I have Spanish or French in here, so, and I don't know either. And there's that little card. I wanted something to kind of resemble this, what was going on over here, so I found some scrapbooking paper and coffee dyed it and stained it up a bit. This little cat has her little girl's doll in the mouth, looking pretty frightened, like I'm going to be in trouble. This is a replica of an old commercial or advertisement card for some kind of thread, I believe, and the kitties were the models. I need to find something not quite that tall. Let's see if this is better. Yeah, that's better. And then this is a flip out, and there's those photo corners there. It has my thank you card, and then there's a belly band here that holds 2 cat cards. And you can write on the backs of all of these. And then there's a pocket here. And it holds 1. Isn't that cute? Some of these cat cards are available on my Etsy store. And so then you would just close it up by putting that back in the little corner, and it stays nice. And then there's a cute little kitty. This is, I copied some old books. They were those shaped books, and then I made them smaller. And so that I just lengthened this area to be able to write. So, like I said, all of the pages from the original book are in here, and they're all in order. There's a flip up. There's another mommy with all her babies. And then here's a pocket, an old ledger page that's been turned up, and this is the pocket. And inside the pocket has green stamps. Looks like an old wallpaper sample. Here's a card from some children's game. I can't remember what it is. And there's a little girl with her sailor costume, and she's holding her cat. And another cat card. And then this is a pocket made from an old, it's either a hanky or a napkin. And I just sewed it on there to make a pocket. And this is rag paper, so it's pretty tough. And there's just a bunch of little cards in here. And a little girl holding her cat on a soapbox. And they all fit in here nicely. Until you're on camera, and then it takes forever. Okay, so there we go. There's another one of those cat stickers that she just had to put everywhere. There's a little tuck spot for something if you want. There's a little poem that I like to include with a rusty paper clip. Flip out. This is a tally card that's on there with a paper clip, and it has a little tassel there. This is just an insert. I found a little fun little child's reading book, and I just thought this would be perfect right in here. I've been waiting to use this. I think it's like a bookmark for a Bible, maybe, but I've had it forever, and I thought, you know what? It just needs to be in this book. Cats like birds. Cats like butterflies. This is a little lamb. And so there's some more cards. And there's those kitty cats. Can't remember what book this came out of. And then I love these little page flags. I think that's what they're called. I got several of them, and I like to use them now and then. And then this is another one of those shape books. It was the cover for one of the shape books that I found and I've copied, and they just needed to be in this cat book. So I'm going to flip out. Here's a pocket made from an envelope, and I made a little book out of the small shape book. And I just put some extra pages in there. And I lined it with an old red and white ticking fabric. And inside the pocket is also some calling cards and some Monopoly cards too. These are original Monopoly cards, and so they go in here. And so does this little book. Maybe not quite as far in there, so it'll turn nice. And there's a little pocket with more cat cards. And I think that's, oops. I think that is I don't know. I better not say. It's either French or Spanish. And I made a little window here, and it's just a tip in, but I thought it was fun that you could still see the little girl's face and her little doll in this lower pane. And you can write on the back here too. Here's a little tuck spot here. Here's one of my bulldog clips, and it's just a top tuck, and it holds these three cat cards. Another one of those little stickers, and you can write in the margin. Some more ephemera. There's another sticker here. She kind of is higher than the pocket, but I thought this was fun because she's got this little cat has a blue bow. This girl has a little blue bow, and then I found a little orange tabby that has a blue bow, and she's holding an orange tabby. So she has that in this pocket, and then this one kind of looks like this one. There's cats all over the place, and more trading stamps and more language cards. I don't know, maybe there's just one language card. Oh, and this was in another book. Oh, I think this was in the book that had this other cat when I said I didn't know where it was from. And this was in the bottom. It says K is for kittens. So that needed to be in here. And some trading stamps. And this book was mended by whoever had it last. And this is some of the residue of the tape that they mended the book with. There's another one of those cat-shaped books, the book cover. And then this is an envelope that I stuck on this short page, made a pocket here, and it holds 3 cat cards. And then I sewed here, and I opened this up, so there's a pocket here. You can see the thumb hole here, and there holds a little cat card. And then there's another card here. This pocket opens this way, unless well, goodness sakes. There. Okay, so there's three little kittens in an envelope. And it goes there. And then I glued on this piece of ledger, and it had like a place where I don't know if there was a bookworm or a mouse or what, but it's just this hole was eaten or whatever. There's another one there. But you know what? This is an old book, and that happens. And so here is another sticker. Here's another pocket. But you can still see the pretty little inside cover. And so there's a kitty card, and there's a mama playing with her little girl, a mama and a little girl in a hammock. And then here is a couple more cards. I think this might be, these are French. The ones that are printed with green are French. Okay, so that is my share for today. I'm going to put her up on Etsy soon. I hope you enjoyed watching this fun little find that I made. We'll pretend it's a find. We found it in the attic, right? Okay, so I hope you have a really good day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and leave a comment. I love to read your comments. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Bye now.